Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to HR Repair. Today we have a 2009 Ford F150. It's the XLT version. Has the 5.4 liter 3-valve. Got my numbers transposed. And this thing has an ABS fault. Has the couple lights on in the dash. I believe it's ABS and maybe the brake light. It's got the old skid mark symbol there in the dash there, and took it to a shop that does his oil changes, and they said it is a dealer repair. I don't think that that's completely true. Actually, I know it's not. But it's something that they don't want to mess with, so we are here to see if we can fix this thing or if it is going to be not repairable. As far as everything's repairable, but is it worth the money to repair it? So let's get into it and see what we got. I've got the scan tool hooked up and read the codes. We'll compare them and go from there. Contact. Alright, so as we can see, the other shop printed off a vehicle system report. What we've got here is the ABS has 2 memory codes and anti-lock brakes, B1348 faulty control module, dealer repair. Pump motor circuit, C1300. Now, C1300 can be caused by faulty control module, or it can also be the cause of the faulty control module. So, a couple of things about this code is it almost always indicates something going on internal in the control module. However, we do need to make sure that we have powers and grounds coming up to this module before we condemn the module, because a faulty ground or power can throw this fault as well. So we want to make sure that everything, powers and grounds, are all good, and that we for sure have a faulty control module. Then if we can decide that yes, we do have a faulty control module, does that require a new pump as well to fix the pump motor circuit? The reason we want to know that is because you can get this control module repaired. You've heard me talk about circuit board medics, and they will repair this control module if it's not the pump. So if it's the pump, we might as well get another ABS pump and everything, because it's just, yeah, they don't offer the pump. So we hooked up the scan tool. I have one more code that they don't have there, but I think it's been a little while since they scanned that. It doesn't have a date on it. It has an oxygen sensor circuit, bank 1, sensor 1. He doesn't have a check engine light on or anything like that, so it's not a concern to him just yet. What we're here to fix, or to get him a price on, is fixing the ABS light. We have the exact same codes as what they have here. So let's go ahead and see what we can see. First things first, we'll get up here and get all of our powers and grounds checked out. The ABS pump is right up here, right straight down from our air box here. So we can either pull the air box out, or we can pull this left front wheel and the inner fender, but I think I'm going to go ahead and pull the air box. We can deal with the mass airflow sensor code, not a big deal. We'll get that taken care of and go from there. Now this ABS, if it is the ABS control module and not the motor, we can, like I said, get that rebuilt. And if we get it rebuilt at Circuit Board Medics, it requires no programming. Now if we get a new one, we do have to reprogram it. So hopefully we can just replace the control module and be good to go. So I want to come in here into the ABS system and let's just see if there's anything we can do here. If we can run the motor. I don't know if it will even do anything, but let's try it. Hydraulic pump motor. I don't need live data. Yep, conditions not correct. Okay, since we have these trouble codes, let's go ahead and clear them and see if we can run the motor. Erase codes, probably will come right back. My guess is this is a hard fault. Yeah, it's got an issue of some kind because, yeah, it don't like me. Well, alright, there's a way around that. So I'm going to get a wiring diagram. We're going to get this thing tested and just see what all we've got going on here. Alright, so we've got our ABS pump or module is unplugged. I've got hopefully plenty of light so you guys can see. Can you see? Maybe not. I might be a little plenty light. I don't know if it's gonna be real good either way. Okay, this is not really the wiring diagram that I really wanted, but we can go ahead and test with this. This is supposed to be for the 2009 model here ABS module. So we have 3 powers to test and 2 grounds. We have logic ground, motor ground, then we have valve B, motor B, and run. So basically 3 powers and 2 grounds to check. We could hook up a scope to the high-speed can plus and minus, but if we have powers and grounds here, we should be, we know that our module's bad. So because I'm not a back prober, I'm not much of a prober at all, I want to use a headlamp, and because I didn't want to have to pull that back thing off of there, back cover off of there, and try to back probe when I've got this, and this works just as well. So we need 13 and 38 are the 2 grounds. So we do want to test the grounds here with the headlamp. We don't want to get a ground from the battery because that's obviously not testing our grounds up to this point. We do have 1 or 2 of them that are going to be hot at all times, and then 1 that is hot and start to run. So when we go to test pin number 35, we need to turn the key on. I do have a battery maintainer on it, so I could go ahead and turn it on now, but I just want to see what all we've got. So ground, the first ground we're going to test is pin number 13, and I believe yeah, pin number 13, if you're got this thing pulled out, your harness comes out this way, this is going to be number 13. So that is the ground. So let's see if we can feed this in through there and get a ground. Okay, first power we're going to test is 25, which is probably going to be this one over here, and it is. So that one should have power all the time. Good, bright light. Good. All right. So we know our ground is good, that ground, and we know that we've got power to pin number 25. So the next one we wanted to test is the motor, which is coming into one, which will be the one all the way up here on the right. So we should have power to that one right now as well. And we do. That holds a good ground, and that was hot. So, or good power. All right, so the next ground that we need to test is 38, which is going to be this one right down here. Now we can hook to any one of these others and test that ground. So we know that that ground is good. Both of those powers are good. Okay, so we have one more to test, and that's going to be number 35. We're going to hop up in the cab, turn the ignition to the on position, and on pin number 35 we should have power. So it doesn't matter which ground we go off of here, both of them are ground, they should both work. So it's going to be this one. So this is 37, 36, and 35. That should be power. And that has a good power. We have confirmed that we do have a bad control module. Now, what I also want to do is I want to see if I can make the motor run. I think there's a way I can do that. Because if the motor is faulty, it doesn't do us any good to get the module rebuilt. Let me do a little checking on that. I think if I let me look, because I think somehow we should be able to apply power and ground to the motor and make it run. And maybe not. Alrighty, folks. The only way to get this to activate this motor is through the control module, which we know already doesn't work. And so I have quoted a price to get the control module rebuilt and possibly a pump. Hopefully it doesn't need a pump, but the only way that I know how to do it is to replace the control module or rebuild the control module and then see if the pump works. The other thing we can do is go to the salvage yard. I don't think he would want to go with a brand new one, if we can even get a brand new one, because that retail on that is about $1,500, I believe. So if we can get it, I don't even know if we can get it. So we're going to see what the customer wants to do. He said he's been driving it like this for a long time and he's not too worried about it, but yeah, so I don't know if we'll get the job or if we won't. So if we do, I will bring you guys back and we'll get this thing fixed. If not, well, the outro will begin about right now. All right, folks. Well, I went to my local U-Pull-It Parts and got me a new, also relative, new to me, used ABS pump, motor, and control unit. Now this is the one off of the truck. Went ahead and did it off camera because I wasn't sure if it was going to work. I mean, I guess I should have brought you guys along, but I was in a hurry, kind of wanted to get it done, so I put it on there, switched them out. I know that I'm going to have some codes for probably a VIN mismatch and a few things. This is the only one that they had, but there is a little bit of an issue with the hydraulic control unit. No, not the hydraulic control unit. ABS module. It's missing these posts right here to hold the thing on. So I guess what I'm trying to say is if we can get the motor to run on that thing with our scan tool, the customer wants to have this sent off to be rebuilt. Now, And we'll do that with circuit board medics. Now, this part from my local U-Pullets cost me 15 bucks plus a little bit of labor to go up there. So it wasn't real expensive. It's going to be cheaper than sending it off to circuit board medics. Then the motor's bad. Now we have to go buy a $750 unit from the regular junkyard. So one of the other junkyards that I deal with, which is a Team PRP member, which I've got, I mean, their parts are guaranteed, but they want $750 and it's very few available. So if we can get this one rebuilt and make it work on here, we want to do that, because circuit board medics goes in there and fixes the problems with these things. But if the motor's no good, then we might as well spend on another hydraulic control unit as well. So let's go in here and we'll climb into the ABS here. And I mean, we've already got ABS and brake and traction control, which expected. Let's see what trouble codes. Vacuum sensor circuit fault, which I'm guessing is because of the VIN number in this module. ABS pressure transducer mismatch, switch mismatch. You know, I would expect this B1348, which is a VIN number mismatch. Now, what I want to do is go into active test, and we'll come into hydraulic pump motor, go into cancel, and we'll switch this thing on, and we can hear it run. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get that sent off to circuit board medics. We will get it back, it'll work, and it'll be fine. So let's do that, and I'll bring you guys back when we get that back. So what happened basically was the customer needed the truck pretty badly, so I had a used unit here, and I went ahead and put that on while I sent in his to be repaired by circuit board medics. And it came back, and the customer's like, I don't really want to bring it here and drop it off and then pick it up again, so it's literally a 30-minute job to replace it as long as everything goes good. So we did. He stopped in, I went and pulled the old one off, put the new one on, plugged it in. Perfect. No codes, everything works. So that took care of the problem, which we knew by our testing that we did. We knew that this was going to be the issue, and we knew that as long as circuit board medics does their job correctly, which they have never let me down, this thing's going to take care of the problem. So yeah, sorry I didn't bring you guys along and do a test drive with you in my normal outro, but this is what you got. I didn't want to hold up the customer and you know, try to record it. You know, those of you that do YouTube, you understand that anytime you pull out the camera, it's going to take a little bit longer to finish the job. So that's why I didn't record it, but I thought I'd give you a heads up that yes, it did fix it and it's good to go. So we'll count that as a win. Thank you for watching. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. As always, have a great day. I'll catch you on the next one.